Java 9 is coming soon. Even better, Java 9 is almost there. Its release date is approaching. In that video, you are going to discover the top 9 features and improvements which will be introduced by Java 9. For the moment, the current release date for the new Java version is September 21st. That means in less than 2 months, Java 9 will be there with the new module system as major change. Don't hesitate to leave me some comments if I forgot some important things. Let's dive in. There are several problems with writing large applications or maintaining a library. With the increase of the code base, the chance to create complicated code with tangled dependencies increases. It is hard to truly encapsulate code as every public class becomes part of your public API and there is no clear notion of explicit dependencies between different parts of the system. The Jigsaw project that is included in the new Java version is meant to solve all these issues. The modules will consist of usual classes and new module declaration file. This module descriptor explicitly defines what dependencies our module requires and what modules are exposed for outside usage. All packages that are not mentioned in the exports clause will be encapsulated in the module by default. The main difference between HTTP 1.1 and HTTP 2 is how the data is framed and transported between client and server. HTTP/1.1 relies on the request-response cycle. HTTP 2 allows the server to push data. It can send back more data than the client requested. This allows it to prioritize and send the data crucial for loading the web page first. Java 9 will have full support for HTTP 2.0 and feature a new HTTP client for Java that will replace HTTP URL connection which only works in blocking mode, one thread per request, response pair. This increases the latency and loading times of web pages. The HTTP client also provides APIs to deal with HTTP features like streams and server push. From my experience working on Java applications, sometimes the pleasure is in the small things. Currently, if you want to find some class documentation you have to search in Google. In Java 9 there are several improvements to the Javadoc and one of them is the addition of a search box. The Stream API was one of the game-changing feature in Java 8 and with Java 9 it has gotten even better. Now you will be able to create stream from optional. There are also 4 new methods added to the stream interface: iterate, drop while, take while, of nullable. Drop while discards the first items of the stream until a condition is met. Take while processes items until a condition is met. Iterate allows you to write proper replacements for the for loops using streams. It takes the initial value of the stream, the condition that defines when to stop iterating and the step function to produce the next element. Of nullable, as the name suggests, let you create streams from objects without the need to check for nulls. It returns a sequential stream containing a single element, if non-null, otherwise returns an empty stream. Fifth, easier initialization of collections with new factory methods. Currently if you want to create a list of predefined values you have to do a lot of typing. In the future, the initialization of common collections will be a lot easier with the newly added factory methods. The static methods in the interfaces make it possible and the list, set, and map interfaces are enhanced to have the method for collection creation with up to 10 elements. The resulting objects are immutable collections that are optimized for performance. Adding items to these collections after creation results in an unsupported operation exception. You can discover the new code with Java 9. Java 8 gave us the default methods and interfaces. These methods have body and give behavior to the interfaces, not only empty signatures. What would you do if you have 2 public methods that do almost the same thing? Most probably you will try to move the common code in a private method and call it from the public ones. But what would you do in a similar situation where you have 2 default methods in interface instead of 2 public methods in a class? In Java 9, you can use the exact same approach and have a private method with the common logic, and this method will not be part of your API. Now it will be easier to write the try with a resources statement. Previously all the resources that have to be closed after the execution had to be initialized in the try clause. From Java 9 we can use final and effectively final resources in the try clause. From Java 9 variable name cannot be consist of a single underscore. It will be possible to write a underscore as in your variable names as in my underscore var, but a lone underscore will result in error. The reason behind this that the underscore will be reserved for future use in the language. We will be able to use diamond operator in conjunction with anonymous inner classes like you can see on the displayed Java code. So far, the ability to manage and control operating system processes was limited. Furthermore, the code that you wrote to do such interactions was dependent on the OS. The new release will extend the ability to interact with the operating system. New methods will be added to handle PID management, process names and states, child process management and lot more. An example code that retrieves current process PID and works on all operating systems is displayed. Really powerful. Last but not least, Java 9 will include read evaluate print loop, aka REPL, tool from the project Kula. This command line tool is called JShell, and if you want to write a few lines of code on their own to test something, this will be the perfect tool. Goal is to provide an interactive tool to evaluate declarations, statements, expressions of the Java language with an API letting other applications to leverage this functionality. On the screen, you can discover a way to evaluate and print expressions. This feature will be important for Java beginners or to test some libraries. There are several good features that got dropped from the upcoming release. However, we will be waiting for them in Java 10. A standardized and light-weighted JSON API is hyped by many Java developers. However, it didn't make the cut due to funding issues. Mark Reinhold, chief architect of the Java platform, said on the JDK9 mailing list, this JEP would be a useful addition to the platform, but, in the grand scheme of things, it's not as important as the other features that Oracle is funding, or considering funding, for JDK9. We may reconsider this JEP for JDK 10 or later release. More bad news is that the Money and Currency API also lacked Oracle's support and didn't make it for the release. Excited about Java 9? Which feature is the most important for you? Tell us in comments. To discover more Java-related content, don't hesitate to subscribe to the JShell channel.